Yeah, you walk away. We've had 2 of those now, where you sort of put in the effort, and that's what makes you crook in the guts. I mean, last week we didn't, so you walk away. You probably don't feel as bad because you didn't deserve it. But when you walk away from that game, second quarter was really important. Apart from that, I sort of thought that we, did very well. Pressure was right up there again, and that's been benchmarks against some of the better teams in the competition, and so that's been a genuine strength of ours. But look, the fact is that while there's other people that don't have expectations of ourselves, we certainly do, and we can't accept that. It's we didn't get key roles done at certain times in the game, and a critical part of the game when they were coming, and we didn't think through that. So it's what cost us the game. But it's hard to be able to focus on one quarter when 3 quarters were good, and then we had 1 quarter that wasn't, and that sort of was the difference in the end.
What specifically, where did you fall down?
Half forward was a little bit, but it wasn't just there. It wasn't just them. There was a number of things that were at that point in time getting done. I mean, they were sort of mopping up off half back. We didn't want that during the game, and we spent a fair bit of time in that and we'll continue to do that. But we just they were able to rebound a little bit too easily, and they cut through the midfield and were able to get through, and then obviously the individual brilliance of Jarrah at the time when he was a little bit hot at different times. So
what would you say to the boys in the team meeting just then?
Just that. I'll always laud them for as long as they bring in that game, you've always got a chance. But we expect more than that. Like I said, there's other people that might not, but we do, and we've got to be better than that, and we've got to demand for more from our leaders to be able to lead ourselves through those situations, whether it's our ball speed we want to go with at any one time, or whether it's got to our roles that need to be done at any one time. So, and then beyond that, there were little things that hurt us. There was a couple of missed tackles that turned into goals. The uncontested marks from their defenders in our back half. They were small things, but the big thing was making sure we get our roles done.
Isn't next weekend's bye kind of a bad time, I suppose? You'd like to get out there straight away and try and rectify that?
Yeah, well, 11 days. It can't come quick enough, really. It gives us a chance to be able to. I said now we're in the season with 3 games in, and I think that we've seen enough to realise that there's definite potential within the team, and so there's enough definite to go forward with. We introduced another younger player with Polak and showed some really good signs today, which is fantastic. Lester played a different role for us today, and he was fantastic down there. He's really got a man's body, and really thinks his way clearly through things. They don't fluster him too much, but be able to go. St Kilda becomes a pretty big game for us. Yeah.
Did you have a win-loss record in mind, a goal you had in mind leading up to the bye, like 1 and 2 or 2 and 1? Did you have a...
No, not really. No, I didn't, because it might be as coaches, you walk out there every single week thinking you're going to win. I don't think that there should never be a player that walks out there and thinks they don't win a game. I don't think I walked out there in 289 games in my own games and think that we're going to lose any of them. Not one of them. The players, the experts will have their own opinions and pick their teams, but the players are always there for a win mentality, and that's there should never be any different. And they expect that from themselves, so they should.
What's the plan for the next 11 days? What are you going to do? Have a light few days and then get stuck into it?
We'll use this week as a bit of a just to take the load off them for a week. We had a fairly good prep coming up into the season, so we'll use the opportunity because it's our next bye is round 18 or something, so we use it as a chance to be able to recharge the batteries a little bit, and we seem to have come out injury free, so so no surprises there, but. We've got next week we'll just have a bit of a few days off. Guys can go away and relax a little bit, get in their own mental headspace, and then we come back and start our preparation on Saturday.
You touched on Pollock before. What did you make of this game? What was it like?
Oh well, I think you always like to see. He had a big ball there at 30 metres out in front of his own goals, or in the defence, and he stuck his head over the footy and he's got that capability to be able to do that. But he's going to be a wonderful ball user and decision maker, and will add some genuine leg speed to our group. And when you look at the younger players, you just want to sort of see, does it look too much for him? Does it sort of look like the game's just going too fast? He looked comfortable out there, and so the game didn't look above him. And so I think that's certainly something that we'll definitely persist with for sure.
What about the older players? Did you sort of need to nurse the side back through? We started like 5 and then seriously. get a little slower as the contest wore on.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you work your ass off like Simon Black. And we need all our players doing that. I don't care if we're walking around on one leg by the last quarter. It's about being able to challenge ourselves at the start, and we did do that. And Blackie's just, we've just got to make sure we monitor his load during the season, and we need our midfield group to be able to carry a bit of a load for him. But yeah, his first month has been outstanding. His decision making has just been absolutely elite again. It's come back to him, that's for sure.
Gray was a bit of a different option on Jarrod. Was that always plan B?
No, not really. I was sort of hoping to stay with Plan A actually, but we just a couple of. He just got away from him as an important point of the game, and the ball flow was coming in pretty vicious too. But Ash is pretty quick, and his reaction speed's very good. So we weren't concerned at all. Ash has played on the third tall type, if you want to call it that, over the last couple of weeks at different stages, and he's been very good in that regard. And I thought he was pretty good when he finally had that matchup.
Melbourne's young talent obviously gets a lot of credit. Do you think yours is given enough credit sometimes?
No.
Was it conscious, Mitch Clarkson played a little bit higher up the ground today? Was that a conscious decision?
Well, that's sort of the role we want Mitch to play. He's got to mix it up between deep and further up the ground, and I thought he was good. He's been under a little bit of heat, the last couple of weeks. He's been working really hard, but sort of letting himself down in a couple of areas. But today I thought it was a really great step in the right direction for him. So if we've got him being able to step up in that part of the ground, he likes the responsibility that comes with that. And now I think that he's found his feet. I think it'll sort of be upwards from here. He'll be a difficult opponent to play on because he does move pretty well.
Andrew Raines' game on Aaron Davey, what do you think?
Well, again, there was good parts to our game individually that you could sort of sit here and go over and say there was good performance from this player and that player and that player, but rightly or wrongly, why we exist in a team framework of 18 players is because everyone needs to do it. And if you don't have players that can do it, then how do others be able to make up for it? And we just had too many at the wrong time of the game, not thinking their way through it. So we had good parts. We certainly had good individual players. But reality is that for us to be a better team, we've got to be able to pull that together more as an 18 v 18 or 21 v 21 and do it more consistently. Because at the moment, we're just giving them slight windows. And as good teams will do, they'll go through that window. So we've just got to be able to make sure that we can capitalise on the work rate that we've been able to produce so far.